I titled this, I'll try to show this a long way out. Constructing a basic normal magic ghost number cube in addition form, an addition cube. And it's constructing a basic normal magic ghost number cube in addition form, an addition cube. First thing is the 6 primary numbers that I color in blue. They create the whole cube. I'm just reciting what I wrote. This is a special case though, because it's more easier to work with to write all this down, draw all this. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3 makes what I call a double helix number cube, inner number cube or something. But I won't go too much into that. But these are the 6 primary numbers that make up the cube to begin with. The next step, the central ghost number in this addition form of a cube, is a sum of the primary numbers placed in the center, colored red. So 12 is the central ghost number, and I have a sort of fascination with that. I'm not going to go into that either, but 12 is the sum of all the blue numbers, the primary numbers. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 3. They all equal 12, the central ghost number. I actually found the outer ghost numbers before I found the inner ghost number at the end of the year of 2020. Next step, the inner secondary numbers are added up to the corners, colored orange. It's the way I prefer to color them, but you can choose your own color scheme. But these are the primary numbers, blue. Hold on a second. Colored blue, and you just go up to the corners. In this case, you add. That's a 4. It's a 4. That's a 4. That's a 4. 5, 5. And there's a symmetry in this only because these numbers are symmetrical. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3 in a double helix form. But they won't always be this symmetrical in the inner cube especially. But on the outer cube, they're always symmetrical because you're doing the commutative property. And the outer primary numbers employ the commutative property of each opposing pair of inner primary numbers, again colored blue. So 1 and 1, 2 and 2 on both sides. 2 and 2, and here is 4 and 4 on both sides. And 3 and 3 here is 6 and 6 on both sides. And they're always going to have a symmetry on the outside, but not necessarily so on the inside. This is because I put it in the double helix form that it's going to have a symmetry in here of all the numbers. This next part, the outer secondary numbers are again added up to the corners and again colored orange. Like 2 and 6 is 8. 6 and 2 is 8, and that goes for around 8 and 8. 4 and 6 is 10. 6 and 4 is 10. That goes around 10, 10. 2 and 4 is 6. 4 and 2 is 6. 2, 4 is 6. And the outer shell of these numbers are always, the outer cube is always going to be symmetrical, but only in a very certain case, like the double helix primary numbers, is it going to be symmetrical like it is turning out. The inner ghost numbers are the sum of the 6 inner primary numbers and secondary numbers that make up each cubic octant that I call, each cubic opening that I call octants, 8 cubic coordinate places. These octants are reason that a coordinate system has quadrants. Then an octant, a three-dimensional triplane square, is going to have an octant here, an octant here, an octant in the front, octant over here on the side, octant down here, octant down here, octant in the back, and octant in the back. And these purple inner ghost numbers, 18 for example, made up of all these numbers, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, and 5 for that octant. Same for this 18, 5, 3, 4, 1, 3, and 2, and all these other numbers. And symmetrical again because I used the double helix form of the primary numbers. Now, lastly, the outer ghost numbers, colored red, the same as the central ghost number, are the sum of the 6 numbers in each individual outer cubic octant, as well as the sum of the 2 pair of inner purple ghost numbers at all 4 spatial diagonals. So there's the sum of 2, 6, 4, 10, 6, and 8. Or is that 8 equals 36, as well as being the diagonals here. The diagonals 18 and 18 is 36, and all these are going to be 18. But that won't always be the case. That you could have mixed match numbers that form their own type of patterns rather than this universal pattern where all the inner cube is the same in the double helix form of the 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. So that's 36. And 36 also happens to be 3 central ghost numbers. In addition form, in multiplication form, it would be the central ghost number multiplied by itself 3 times. This is added to itself 3 times. 12, 12, 12 is 36. 36, I'll read this. The central ghost number should add up to 3 to equal the outer ghost numbers in addition cube form. As I said, in multiplication it would be different. You would multiply. You'd go to the whole, all these operations that I just described. You would multiply up to the corners. You would multiply across. 1 times 1 would be 1. 3 times 3 would be 9. 2 times 2 would be 4. You go through the whole process for a multiplication cube. This is just an addition form because multiplication cubes blow up exponentially, I believe. But addition cubes are a lot more easier to handle, and you can translate what they do into a multiplication cube if you so choose. So I'm just going to run this until it stops. The 6 primary numbers and this. Central ghost number is what I'm most interested in. I believe